measures. Let's bring in some new perspective on this right now. Bill Smullen is the Director of National Security Studies at Syracuse University. Thanks for coming in, Professor. Appreciate it. What do you make of what happened yesterday?
Well, clearly it was something that nobody anticipated. Soft targets are prime targets, and I think we have to be sensitive to any place and anyone who is in a zone where you can get to them. And this is right out of the ISIS playbook. And he was probably on the internet finding what kind of truck, where to take it, and what to do with high speeds to kill as many as possible.
There's been so much conversation and talk about how do we stop people who want to do bad things here who are currently overseas. That is not the case right now.
No.
This guy was here.
Right.
He was somebody's neighbor. Right. He was somebody's buddy. He had a wife and children. How do we stop the folks that are already here from being so turned on by this sick ISIS message?
Homegrown terrorism is growing exponentially, and we've got to do something about it. So my suggestion is, and we can do it right here in Syracuse, is to have some form of what I would call an intervention program whereby every aspect of society can get involved in identifying misbehavior and reporting it to a school principal, reporting it to a law enforcement agency, reporting it to a psychiatrist, reporting it to a parent, and doing something about it before it gets out of control.
You're talking about specifically targeting the Muslim population?
No, it could be anyone in our society.
Okay.
There's a program in Dearborn, Michigan, highest Muslim population in the United States, and they have created such an intervention program. And they have parents that are turning in their sons or daughters who are saying things around the house that are untoward, not right. So I think we have to take charge of what's happening in our society and have some kind of a program or plan.
You know, it's so interesting to me because if I search for a new white shirt on my computer, the next thing you know, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm connected on all these devices. All I see are advertisements for this. So somebody out there knows exactly what I'm doing and is using it to target me for buying a new white shirt to wear on the news. Why can't we do that with people who are in areas of the web that are clearly dangerous?
We can, but we can also do it by visual surveillance. The incident in San Bernardino.
Sure.
A neighbor saw a gentleman building things in his garage late at night, packages being delivered to his driveway, and she didn't do anything about it. She didn't report it because she thought it was racial profiling. We've got to get beyond whether or not we're going to insult someone if we think that someone is about to do something that is not good behavior. And I think we have to take charge, and we have the capability in a city like Syracuse to have every aspect of society come together in a cooperative manner to have an intervention system or program.
Is this part of the New World Order, that when I take a trip to New York City or my family takes a trip to New York City, that we should assume that something like this can happen?
I think you have to make that assumption. And that requires...
It's tough to swallow.
It is, but you have to be vigilant. You have to be, when I go to an airport, when I go to a new town, I'm looking left and right and behind me on a regular basis. And if I have someone in my company, I'm making sure that they are doing the same thing and we're talking to one another.
Specifically on the trucks, on this notion that ISIS has put out there, and that's now advice that's being followed by people who are into that message. Will we see, do you think, a crackdown or some sort of restrictions on the rental of big trucks or even pickup trucks from Home Depot, which everybody knows you can get for $19.99 or something to move from here to there?
Yeah. I think there will be. Interestingly, there were 148 outlets in New York City, in the New York City area,
oh, yeah, I heard
where
that today.
You can get a truck.
Sure.
And the New York City Police had reached out to all of them and said, if you have someone who wants a truck and they sound or look suspicious, report it to us. So if someone comes to the counter and says they want a truck, I would ask a simple question. What are you going to use the truck for?
Yeah.
Simple question. And if they don't come up with a logical answer, I would probably, as they left the counter, and climbed in the truck, I would probably, or before they do, I would probably call the police.
You think the people who are renting trucks are going to get be more heightened to anybody whose last name looks a certain way, sounds a certain way?
They could. I just think we need to be more cautious and vigilant. I think we can do that.
I think that's good advice. Bill Smollett from Syracuse University.
Michael.
Appreciate you being here. We'll be right back.